Oh, hi everyone. How are you? I'm gonna be able to have a special thing today because it's almost like the 12 days of Christmas for you. I got some extra time today. So I can record twice. We got home from date night a little early and he wants to watch his sports. So if you hear a lot of screaming, like I'm in a ape house or something, I am. That's him screaming about his sports, and it sounds like the ape house in the zoo. So don't be alarmed. That's just kind of what I deal with. And then the cats are doing good with the a little robot 4, but it appears that Boo Boo has decided it's his, and so it tries to pull anybody out who goes in. Anybody by, I mean, not me. I mean, Ma Kisses or her daughter Scoundrella. So he tries to pull them out by their heads, and it's an issue. He's like, Santa got me this new shitter. It's mine. I like it. It's stopping him from making Lincoln logs along the side of it. But he appears to be a little possessive, so with every step forward, a little step back. Um, so I love that you guys are liking this with me because, like I said, I was going to read it, but I was like, gosh, there'll be things there I want to tell you. But so this is just so cool that I can look through this, and I know that you guys are watching with me. I love it. I love it. I love it. And as I said earlier, check out my Instagram, Tabitha Jane Zero. Um, and my son did some really good vacuum lines, so I'll be able to post some pictures of the tree with the vacuum lines, and yeah, we'll see who did them better. Okay, so now see what just happened is that when I wasn't even looking, this thing went from page 80 to 49. So I saw it do it this time. Not again, mofo. Not again. So we stopped on page 80 earlier. And we started. So then I decided I was going to start in this handwritten wildness here. So on page 80 of 1,960 pages, on Discovery page 125 that's scanned in, we have more handwritten notes, and these are probably just nicely cataloged in a little bit, but I don't peek forward. I'm not peeking forward. I'm doing this with you guys. We're doing this together. So my mouse is pulling its thing where it's going a little bit too fast. So Officer Walje, Officer Steve Walje, supplemental 33. It says get neighbors code to get into, and then it says something video, Dave at house, and then it says vehicle search warrant and a post-it note over the piece of paper, and then it says Tuesday vehicle search, and then it says something, and remember, this is like written in like pencil or pen, and it's a little bit blurry because it's scanned in. And so it says, there's a shovel, and then it says something carrier, and then it says sand, dirt, and then something boots, and then something else, and then blankets, and then black trash bags, and then it says Nikki, and it has a hyphen, and it says May, and then it says Primrose Daycare. Then McCoy is crossed out, and it says Sunday at 5:07. Text to Chris, to Cody Roberts, and then it says Moody trip to, maybe moving trip, but it's got a D, to 319 site, and then it says supplemental SUV 978, something like that. Okay, so maybe it's going to make sense here. Then Discovery page 126, supplemental 33, it says not sat Lake Atlas room Sunday 1 o'clock. All right. And SW 978. And then 2825 Shanann Watts, Chris 303 /SV 57730. Then 978 /SW 14 TAC 08297 Forge Albert. And then supplemental 33 says 3825 Trail, Saratoga Trail 18 TAC 06743 813 1336 Nicole. Now, I don't know what this word says. It says like Nicole, but then it says something, and I don't know, and I can't read into it what more. I mean, I can assume, but I'm not going to. It says 970 / and then it's blacked out, so maybe the phone number of Nicole. And then it says 17 minus 8 equals 9, okay, with the whole, okay, so it's like 11 plus 6, and then 17. Okay, so 11 plus 6 equals 17. Oh my God, it's like written out. Oh Lord. So 11 plus 6 equals 17. And then there's a little math table that says 17 minus 8 equals 9. And then 28, 25, which we know is probably something else, like 2023 Saratoga Trail. You can't tell because so it could have been a neighbor. I'm not going to say it's something it is or isn't. And then it says 18 something. So maybe it's 18 weeks and then called. And then PARE, then security, and then something Xfinity, neighbors video, work laptop, lazy dog, video crossed out, KOUNK, I don't know. And then it says his wallet with a question mark. And then it says book, hold me tight, hardback, SW 978. Discovery page 128. Supplemental report from Steve Walj, whatever, 8:21 at 8:32 at night at Frederick PD on August 15th at 2018. After a lengthy consensual search earlier in the day, I arrived again at 2825 Saratoga Trail to conduct a search warrant based on new information that had arisen in the investigation. 2212 hours, I, along with Officer Manley and Sergeant Bakes, began the execution of the search warrant. Officer Kate Lyons kept a crime scene log outside the residence. I took a photograph of Sergeant Bakes holding the signed search warrant outside in front of the residence prior to entry. We entered the front door using the key code I was provided earlier in the day. At 2312 hours, Weld County ADA Wren and ADA Roche arrived on scene to observe. Various evidentiary items were collected, including bedding and related items. A video, baby monitor with 2 accompanying cameras were collected. While on scene, Sergeant Bakes took a video, handheld, using his Axon body camera of a reenactment scenario requested earlier by the investigatory team that I participated in. The perspective of the video taken was a close-up of the baby monitor video screen located in the master bedroom. Clothes were collected, and a laptop was collected. Photographs were taken. All items were immediately transported back to the police department and entered into evidence. On August 16, 2018, at 0011 hours, so 11 minutes after midnight, the front door of the residence was locked. At that time, I released the scene and Weld County Dispatch was informed. End of report. Officer Walhe, 978 Frederick Police Department. So I think that's when they strangled the dolls, but I'm not sure. I don't know if the dolls wanted to file a police report while they were at it, but Discovery page 129. 18 TAC TAC 312, endangered person search. Doesn't say, I can't read that word. I mean, yeah, obviously it says search warrants, but can't tell for sure, so I'm just stating that. And then 16 TAC 3, TAC 301.1, P.O.R apostrophe S, his work phone, his personal phone, and then that's combined together to say May's August 15th, and it says documents obtained so far in the investigation. Prelude, provide, I can't tell, an estimated beginning of an intimate relationship evidenced by, and then it says writings crossed out, and it says written communications, and then it says, it's a word, and it's smeared out. It's like ABETENER, or better something, but it's together. Christopher Watts and Nicole Kissinger on or about June 9th, 2018, as a recent, and then it says a word that's not clear, because this is all handwritten. It says something affidavit is seeking a PRE, maybe pre-recording of records or something, with a reasonable time span of approximately 2 weeks prior to said date, or May 25th, 2018, until the verified date of reviewery of recovery of bodies on August 15th, 2018. It's a supplemental 34 with a post-it note over 928/SW. Discovery page 130. Going back to Wally, and then there's this other handwritten, and it says, once phone data comes in, check August 13th. Pause a couple blocks away for 4 minutes at 14:01 hours at 6507 Black NBA Road prior to meeting Coonrod. Discovery page 131. And this is from Ian Albert at 6:10 at night on 333 5th Street. And here we are with an arrestees and suspects report. And it says here, we went a little too far. On August 19th, 2018, at approximately 1100 hours, the Frederick Police Department received 4 emails from... Oh, I can't stand this when this does this. Are you guys watching this? Would an actual mouse... If I bought an actual mouse, would this stop this? I haven't had a laptop that does this where it's like, it like zooms all the way up or zooms all the way down. I'm just using the little, the touch screen pad. On a side note, I got these packets, like generic cheap, of powdered strawberry lemonade. They're actually really good. I drink a lot of sweet tea, even though I'm not from the South. And I love half and half. I love sweet tea and lemonade together, but like raspberry lemonade, strawberry lemonade. So this is good because it's sugar-free. And I mean, yeah, there's a little aftertaste, but you can find them at Walmart or Target, and they're in these packets. And like I say, they're pretty good, and they're about maybe 20 cents a packet. And I put one packet into a a 32 ounce, I think. It's a 32 ouncer. So that saves money that way. And it's good. So on August 19, 2018, at approximately 1100 hours, the Frederick Police Department received 4 emails from familyheating at AOL.com. The emails were sent to the department's email address, in parentheses, Frederick Police at frederickco.gov. I reviewed the narrative of the first email, and it reads exactly as follows. Okay, now here we go. I don't know her, but my ex-caregiver husband works for a company she calls ASCO, ASCO. I can only assume it's the company Chris Watts worked for. She sewed, S-A-O-D. She was having an on-off affair with one of the guys that recent Y-O-Y, so RECENYOY, was dismissed, and her husband, HUEBAND, was up for his job. She is very promiscuous, and that SNIS, not out of character. She SOAOD, a guy named Chris, she ID, been talking to coming back, parentheses, this was back in May. They spoke, THEOUGH, the calculator private message app of phones. The woman's name is Heidi Ferris. It sounded all too familiar, not T. Cher, as this really sounded like the guy she spoke of. She said he was married, had 2 kids. She wasn't looking for anything serious, but most of these men are with her. She also talks to TYEM on FB, but mostly the hidden text app. This may be the affair that is said to be something you may want to check out. Heidi Ferris lives in Falcon, Colorado, but has slept with, by her OWJ account, half the company to work there. She has also been seen with Randy M., utility workers, and tattoo artists, and many others. But when I say this, and that he worked for ASCO, as they call it, I knew I needed to say something. She may by now have erased any messages, but if you have his phone, I'd check for that app. It's a calculator, but if you put in a special code, it becomes a text app. Good luck, and may this poor family rest in peace. Sent from my iPhone. End. And it says, and I agree, it says the email is hard to read and at times does not make sense. Additionally, there was no contact info attached, i.e. name, and let's see here. This is going again. Stop it. Go slower, you asshole. Fuck. There, okay. God damn it. Fuck. God. I hate it when it says doing this. I wonder how. What? Knock it off. I'm gonna kick the fuck out of you. I hate it when this is doing this. What do I do? I need a teenager to help me fix my laptop. What's going on? So it just says, basically, this email is hard to read and at times does not make sense. Additionally, there was no contact info attached, i.e. name, phone number, address, etc. So then this is like as good as it's going to get here, because it's just like I can either go like that goes too far, that goes up too far. So it says at 21 hours, the second email reads as follows. Sorry, I'm partly blind. My typing skills are horrible. Hope you got the gist. And I mean, you can get the gist of it. It means that some slutty ass friend of hers slept with half the company at a company, and her name rhymes with Heidi Fleiss, and she's screwing everybody and this poor family. And so it's probably just like a person who's trying to help. Um, and let's see. Let's see here. I mean, sometimes my typing's like that. That's just for my fat ass fingers. So it says the following two emails show a snapshot of contact information for Dan Ferris, superintendent of ASCO, and also the contact information for ASCO, a pipe and fabrication company that appears to be a subcontractor for Anadarko. Ooh. I printed out hard copies of all the emails and placed them in the case file. Nothing further at this time. Sergeant Albert, 976, Frederick Police Department. Well, what is it with these hussies going all around these places with all these? Well, I know what it is. Is that these are men and they're away from their wives. These hussies. These hussies coming out there. You know, isn't there... I don't know. I mean, with all of the weed they're selling in that town, don't they have a ranch for them kind of girls? I wonder if the Bunny Ranch survived the pandemic. You know, having to keep the 6 feet rule isn't always great for lap dances. I know that some of the dance clubs really had a problem because you couldn't do lap dances. No privates, nothing. So Discovery page 132, supplemental report, no property, FPD, Kenneth Dahl, 8/27, 2018, 14/29, 6432, Saratoga Trail. On August 27th, 2018, at approximately 13:15 hours, Sergeant Bedsowell asked Officer Dahl to respond to 6432 Saratoga Trail and talk with Jason Evans. Jason was provided a flash drive to download videos from August 13th between 13:15 hours and 14:10 hours. Jason downloaded the videos onto the flash drive. Jason said that the company he has the cameras through is Arlo. Jason said the timestamp on the video was the file name. Jason said Arlo uses the Epic Unix time code. Jason said if you put the file name into an Epic converter, that it would give you the date and time the video was taken. Jason said that the video footage that he had provided is the only footage available from the cameras. Jason said on the video with a time stamp of 14:01 hours, you can see a gray truck heading toward north on Saratoga Trail. Jason said the other video activations are of wasps that flew onto the cameras. Officer Dahl will place the flash drive into evidence, and the video with the truck was uploaded to evidence.com. No further information. I tried to get a membership with evidence.com, and it appears that you have to be an official. It looks like it's more for prosecutors to grab evidence. It seems that they now say that, like, if you're a witness to something or a victim, and you have video evidence, they give you a link to load up to that officer's evidence.com account. So that's there, but I just thought that, well, why don't I get myself this and then just go and look at everybody's body cam? Why wouldn't I be able to do that? But no, they thwarted it. I mentioned something now that I'm thinking about it. We have a Watts Islander who is in need of prayer. I can't say too much, but one surgery led to infection, which led to more infection, which led to more surgeries and more surgery. And now the infection is in the bone and more surgery. This person is brilliant and fun and just an amazing, like source of light. I just think of her as, she's simply freaking amazing. So one of our Watts Islanders needs all the prayers you can send, and just know that, my friend, you know who you are, and we're all praying for you. And it's been heavy on my heart today, knowing that you're going through so much, and I'm so sorry. And I thank you for always being there for my questions and it, when I needed help with advice and stuff, as I was really sick too in the last few weeks with influenza A and COVID. So thank you for being there for me. And I know that we are a good and committed group of 780 that are working towards finding the truth, and you're in that 780. So you've got a lot of us praying for you, my friend. And with that, I will continue to discovery page 133. Supplemental report is from Bob Bedsaul, Bedsaul, and this is 8/28 at 10:57 at the FPD, so Frederick Police Department. So we're going on the 2 weeks past now, where they're kind of wrapping up the investigation, or whatever they called what they did. And it says, I was on duty the day of August 13th, 2018. Throughout the course of this case unfolding, I helped in making sure that the interview room video system was functioning. There was a malfunction of the camera in interview room number 1. The camera stopped operating about 10 to 15 minutes prior to Chris Watts' arrival at the PD on August 14th. The audio was still working, and I recommended to the investigative team the interview be moved to interview room 2, as that camera was functioning properly. And several interviews took place over the following days in both rooms. The camera in room number 1 continued to go in and out throughout the entire incident. When the camera goes out, there is still audio, but the video is black. Beginning August 20th, I worked to download the video from the interview room system to local servers. I then converted the videos to a usable format. The videos were then uploaded to evidence.com and renamed for easier identification. The videos have then been disseminated to the investigative team and the district attorney's office on an as-needed basis. Discovery page 134, and we are talking with Dave Egan, who gave a supplemental report, and it is at 9:13 at the Frederick Police Department on 8/29/2018. And he says, in the early morning of August 14th, 2018, I received an email from Sergeant Bakes advising of a missing persons call that officers on his shift had been working on. The email advised that the victim in this case and her 2 daughters had been missing and that the circumstances were suspicious. At about 0800 hours on the 14th, I arrived at the Frederick Police Department and immediately met with Detective Baumhover, who advised me that the victim was still missing and had not been accounted for. Detective Baumhover briefed me on the circumstances, and we began to formulate a plan for the investigation. Shortly after 0900, so 9 o'clock in the morning, I established an incident command room at the police department and began to gather and coordinate resources. I continued coordination throughout the investigation and worked with assisting agencies. The incident command room was operational until Friday afternoon on August 17th. On August 29th, I submitted 44 pages of handwritten notes, scrapes of paper with notes and other investigative documents to evidence Supervisor Purcell. Nothing further at this time. Discovery, page 135. We've got a supplemental from Egan. And it is a picture of the 2 oil tanks, 3 vehicles. It is marked. I see a 3 and I see a B and a C. And it says 8:15:18 at 5:56, and it says Chris Watts. Discovery, page 136. The next one is the same thing. It's a picture of the scene. I'm imagining that these are the 2 pictures that they showed Christopher. And then we have supplemental 38 with Egan, and it's a Frederick Police Department Investigative Activity Report. And what we have here is it says that it's the victim, Shanann Watts, case number 1806743. And what it says here, and they've got check marks over to the edge. And it says on 8/14 at 15:04, so 3:04, it says Holly Coventry had a Facebook message read this morning. 14 at 1500, so 3 o'clock. Crystal Mickle lives in Wyndham Hill at 11210 a.m. Monday morning. Heard gunshot or loud car backfire. Concerned her enough to take a picture of the clock. At 8:14 at 1500, Alan Duffy, 303, blocked out. Pager 303, blocked out. Has cadaver dogs that are amazing and he's offering for free. Well, thank you, Alan Duffy. That's a nice man. What an awesome man who is offering to help. I'm sorry that they didn't take you up on that offer. They obviously needed help. 8:14, 14:45. Jamie Watts, 910 block, was talking to media, stated she shouldn't be talking, and hung up. Eight 14, 15:15, so 3:15 there. Mother of Shanann called. Really wants luggage upstairs searched. Has been untouched since trip. Well, okay. She really wants that. Is she running the investigation? She really wants the luggage upstairs search. Well, why doesn't she get her ass over from North Carolina to Colorado? She's sitting there running this command center from her frickin' phone of death there. I mean, get over there, get off your ass, do things yourself, and stop ordering people around, you frickin' weirdo. Discovery, page 138, supplemental 38 by Egan. It says that there was a vigil on Friday night, and it says size and involvement in a check, and it says status, and it says Vivint video system information TAC 40, and it says house and neighbor, and it says Steve. Venice warrants, the morning, crescent wrench, shovel, and something. And then CBI says boots, family interviews, says something Frankie. CBI. Eggs. EX something warrants. I mean, obviously he's doing something with the warrants, but you can't tell what this word says. I mean, it's not like it's serving. It's not like it's executing. I mean, it's EXARFANCY. I mean, could be executing warrant. I don't know. And then CBI status, McCoy interview, and then SEX. Oh, serial, sexier, media freeze, social media freeze. Oh, that's when he stopped his social media the week before. Probably people were saying that. Then status 2 reports, Nikki missed interest something on camera interview. When did it start? Don't know. Discovery page 139. Rigby 303. VS 1030. Lazy Dog. Video and transaction. Okay. And then it says Matt Saylor 720. And the phone number is cut off. Then McCoy and Wiggins and something. Discovery page 140, and it's on yellow paper. Neighborhood, Herbert, Albert, Manila canvas, so neighborhood canvas. It's on this yellow, and then it says ex-husband. Okay. Discovery page 141, and then it says dog track, Perez, and lines. So we're talking about those officers probably. Little doodling. Discovery page 142, and then investigation, Baumhover, something. Discovery page 143, and then it says the house, and it says Lindsay and Paul. And then supplemental 2 o'clock, 303, roadside canvas tonight. Nikki Kassinger, 20 Geo Services, something. We know that she's a geologist, so it might say something like, she's a contractor or something, because it says Geo Services something. But yeah, Nikki Kassinger. And then Jersey CIR, phone interviews, Arizona, new video, and it's got all these check marks for these things. Like he's probably like, oh, I've got to do this, or this leads to this, or I've got to do this on this. And then he puts the check marks there to say that he's done it. And this is still all handwritten. And if you're counting, we're up to page 100 on 1,960. So, it says Mom, Sani. It says Sani. I'm sure it was Sandy. And then something of warrant. And then financials from warrant. So finances warrant and financials from warrant. Okay, Discovery page 145. And then it says neighborhood canvas. And then SIGIFNGS. Don't know what that means. It looks like Sergeant something maybe. And then video. And then strange INL. And then Bob, media press release. Maybe it says Facebook, and then it says next door, and then it says Dave, CIAC, and then Bolo and news. This is still all on yellow paperwork. And then Patrol Ken, yeah, we know that's Ken Doll. He's dating Barbie. And then Steve, Arrow, Manley, Perez, Kate, Ian, Pacell, and Lindsay. 2905 Saratoga Trail. Now we are back on a white piece of paper, Discovery page 147. It says FFFPD 303. So what? Frederick Police Department. Then 970 Joey Weld Corner. And then Lazy Dog. Check mark. Discovery page 148. Worker said Crescent Wrench T or W. I can't tell what the other thing says. And then girlfriend interviewed. Ooh, girlfriend. Ooh. 319 survey, 851, 39 minutes. Then 58, 5'8", medium build form. Square doodle. And then Kevin, FBF. So Facebook friend. DA offer. FBI, out-of-state interviews. FBI, Thrive, people, interviews. And then something in question mark Monday. And then does it show when his phone was shut off? So does it show when his phone was shut off? And then notes electronically and kept in evidence. Okay, Discovery page 150, and then it says Dad delete CC CECEBRISH report due supplemental. So something like dad delete C, and then notes Decano and something, and then it says excuse for all reports, or exhale for all reports, or whatever. DIFF plus ABS leave 13 something DISCR WAN, and then TOMS something 7 DWEL. I don't freaking know. And then another doodle with another thing. So like maybe it looks like he drew an igloo. 582 discovery page 151. And then it says this weird word again, and it's like I think that he's saying executing, but it doesn't look like that's the word in his handwriting. It says Steve, whatever this E word is, and then it says warrant, and then Vivint warrants, and then Steve vehicle warrants, CBI family interviews, FBI Anadarko warrants, Egan BWC records there, Baumhover autopsies at 10 and a debrief, interview with McCoy, something Weld PT Denosite first, blah blah blah, Friday at 3:30. So he's just over here and he's just keeping track of this whole investigation, and I think it's great. He's a doodler, and I like doodlers. Discovery page 152. Peer support. And then FBI with a question mark, Baumhover, social media, preservation, and then W something with a question mark. And then lazy dog, which one with a question mark? Yeah, because there is 2 lazy dogs. Evidence, preservation of, and then something videos, and then Bob Mavery or something, and then DOI plan, and then DA brief. Discovery page 153. Former interview records, same over and over. Blood, something, Surrett, sit on house. Marital problems, what? How condition, always that way. Bill, something training software, work and personal, something. Discovery page 154. When 136 CWB 2825 Saratoga. That's a check well-being. We know that now. And then 12 Hest Nicole RP. Nicole was the reporting person. Friends at conference in Scottsdale. Couple days. And then it says morning 148 Deerdorf, and then husband Chris Watts, and then Shanann Watts. 8 years married, 2012. Alarm on alarm system, still on doodled on yellow paper, and then here doodled on white paper. Unedited news footage, and then debrief, and then something it says like awards, and then discovery page 156, and it has these things are crossed off and checked. It says next of kin, it says media, Tom V says all, or something like that, and then it says search warrant, house, baby monitor, kids' beds, and it's all crossed out, checked off, and it's checked off that the advop something, and then charges crossed off, and then ongoing investigation, Vivint, Scott 303 186 discovery page 157, the video, Kanoko AM. There's just a lot of doodling. Home D 119 and highway there. So there's nothing really relevant there. We're going over to another handwriting here in supplemental 38, and it says 2825 Saratoga Trail. Chris Watts' husband 51685. Shanann Watts, victim 11084. Nicole friend Bella 4. Celeste CC 3. Okay. 528 ZJY, friend's car. And discovery page 159, still over here, and it is scanned in more handwriting. Well, we're probably going to find this together, but like I say, no peeking. I'm saying this as it is. We're going through the facts. This is a formal interview, and that's crossed off. A crossed off cell tracking software, work or personal phone. Checked off DA's office and call. Checked off recanvas area. This is alarm info and blog timeline. Checked off DA's office. Checked off his phone. Checked off GPS on truck. Checked off his work info. Checked off guns. Checked off video times McDonald's, Conoco, and something go. Discovery page 160. Media release. News. Facebook. Nextdoor. CIAC and Bolo. So those are all checked off, and we all know that they had the Nextdoor app because those slithering, slimy MLMs are trying to use the Nextdoor app to nicely check off where they have and where they haven't conquered their neighbors with their insane brainwashing and silly stickers. Pharmacy follow-up. Hotels in the area. Insurance policies. Well, we know that the mom had one, but we're just the facts. Just the facts for now. Financial records, his or hers. ATM. And then all her social media. Well, that'll take a whole friggin' crew. Discovery page 161. And it has Frederick Police Department. Missing persons, be on the lookout. Bolo. And it says, on August 13, 2018, the Frederick Police Department was notified of 3 missing persons. Shanann Watts, 34 years old, and her 2 daughters that are 3 and 4 years old are missing as well. Shanann is also 15 weeks pregnant. There is no vehicle associated at this time. Now, we know from my videos, Tabitha Jane videos, and you can look them up and see she was not 15 weeks pregnant. She was lying that she was 15 weeks pregnant. She was lying to her friends. She was lying to her mother, everywhere. And she was only 11 weeks pregnant. But for right here, I'm just reading it as it is. I have disproven that she was 15 weeks pregnant. So anyway, that's the information they were given at the time. So I'll let it slide. And then you have the picture of her, just very typical. Then you have the picture of her standing in front of a window door, holding the girls where they look terrified. She's wearing the black t-shirt with the cutout shoulders. I think this picture was she was getting ready to go to the conference or something the day before or whatever. I don't know. I've seen those pictures before. If you have any information regarding this case, please contact Detective Dave Baumhover at 303-652-4222 or dbaumhover at frederickcolorado.gov or the Frederick Police Department at 720-382-5700 with any information regarding this bolo. Discovery page 162, and here's a picture of Mr. Christopher Watts on the famous porch interview. And yeah, salt and pepper in the back, brown in the front. And that was on Denver 7. Looks like it was taken in. And then, so they've got the other one, and it's that picture where the famous porch interview. Discovery page 164, and it is over here where it says that they are 20 feet deep in the thief hatch and girls had clothes. It says something about that thief hatch. Girls had clothes. Shanann had blue. Something only, and it's like CUTRES only. It's handwritten again. Blue something. It's just weird the way that is. Now we're at supplemental 29, and we are out of the woods there with all of that handwriting, and we are at discovery page 165. And this is from Aaron Herbert. And 8/29/2018 at the Frederick Police Department at 12:55. And he says, on Tuesday, August 14th, 2018, I, Officer Herbert of the Frederick Police Department, reported to work on my scheduled work day. Upon arrival, I was assigned to assist with efforts to locate a missing mother and her two small children. I was briefed by Detective D. Baumhover, Frederick Police Department, of the three missing Watts family members. Detective D. Baumhover advised me Shanann Watts, date of birth 1/10/84, Bella Watts, DOB 12/17/13, and Celeste Watts, DOB 7/17/15, were all missing as of Monday, August 13th, 2018. I was assigned to assist with conducting a canvas search in the West Wyndham Hill subdivision. I assisted by canvassing the neighborhood and surrounding houses of the Watts residence located at 2825 Saratoga Trail, located in the town of Frederick, county of Weld, in the state of Colorado. I contacted several residential homeowners and handed out flyers. At the time I was conducting the canvass, I was trying to see if anyone had seen where the Watts family members might be or had gone. At the time of the canvass, I did not have any information if they left on foot or in a vehicle. While talking to several residences in the area, I should say residents, he didn't talk to the houses. Officer Herbert. I'm talking to the residences. Anywho, let's see here. I was able to locate several houses with a door ring camera or other types of video cameras. I logged the residences down that were not home and may have had video footage of the area. The few videos I was able to observe did not show Shanann, Bella, or Celeste walking on foot. While conducting my canvass in the neighborhood, I was not able to gather any information of their whereabouts, and I was not able to find anyone who saw or heard anything regarding the location of the missing Watts members. My notes were turned in with the report. End of report. Nothing further at this time. Officer A. Herbert, FE 980, Frederick Police Department. Oh, no, more handwriting, no. That's by Herbert, Supplemental 39. And it says Monday morning, 8:13, Shanann Watts, two daughters, Bella and Cece, 3 and 4 years old. Pick Disney nightgowns. 2825 Saratoga Trail, 2905 has a house with a camera. So it's just kind of his stuff where he was canvassing, and he gives each of the addresses with ring cameras and which ones he did and did not check out. And he says over here, Monday, August 13th. Oh, this is Patricia Cochran. Patricia Cochran says on 8/29/2018 at 1:20, Monday, August 13th, 2018, at approximately 9 a.m., I took a call from a person identifying herself as Nicole Atkinson, requesting a well-being check of a friend. Okay. What? Wait a second. Why did the officer not respond until 1 o'clock? Wait a second. Okay, so this supplemental report on page 122 of 1960. I got a little something here. Discovery, page 167. Okay, this makes a little bit more sense because here we have paper to write this down. Because this is where we have some of this conjecture. Okay? So, Officer Patricia Cochran. Okay? Patricia Cochran. Cochran. And this is on page 122 of 1960. Now, she is reporting on 8/29, so 2 weeks later, at 1:20. She is reporting that on Monday, August 13th, the day of whatever happened, 18, at approximately 9 a.m., I took a call from a person identifying herself as Nicole Atkinson, requesting a well-being check of a friend. I transferred the call to Weld County Communications. Okay? She called in at 9. Here's proof that she was there at 9 a.m. She was there at 1 o'clock, and that's where it looks like all this went down, and that's where Christopher had to come to the house. We have all suspected that she was there earlier, and with neighbor Nate, they looked over everything, looked in the windows, probably got inside of the house and whatnot, and then worked with Mama Roo and whatnot, and figured out what they should do and get their story together, because she did not yell for Shanann when she got in the house. If I truly wanted to know if my friend was okay, if I thought my friend collapsed or, was somewhere and the girls were scared or something, I would have pushed past that cop and screamed my friend's name, and that was not done. The officer, as we heard, announced himself. She did not. She knew that house was clear. How did she know that house was clear? She said what she could, so she called in at 9 a.m. This is now proven. Okay? And then what? What happened then at 1 o'clock that day that made her call again? Why did the police not go to the residence at 9 o'clock a.m.? Did they not take her seriously because they were like, okay, because she didn't go to her doctor's appointment that was at 8:30 or whatever? What happened? This is interesting to me. Uh-huh. Okay. She says nothing further. And then we go to discovery page 168. Supplemental 40. I'm going to put this here in discovery. 167. Okay. Very interesting. I mean, calling it 9. She was supposed to be at her doctor's appointment at what, 8:20, 8:15, something? Interesting. That's where all of that comes from. So discovery page 168. We've got Shanann and Chris, Weld County, 8/24/2018, 8:30 a.m. on the 24th. And then we've got Glendora Renchhausen, 303, and then it's there. And it says, regarding a possible sighting on 8/13/2018 at 10 a.m. at Sprouts Market, 20831 East Smoky Hill Road, 720. Dark hair woman, 2 blonde, fair-skinned girls in a grocery cart. Well, it wasn't them. Now, Shanann and Chris, Weld County, 8/24/2018 at 8:30 a.m. And here's this court thing, and it says family court summons to return. Okay, here we go. This is what Mama Roo was referencing. So, they were due in Weld County on 8/24/2018. at 8:30 a.m. This is what Mama Roo referred to as ongoing family matter. And it says family court summons to return. Family court summons to return. This isn't tax. This isn't about the HOA. This is family court. Summons to return. Here we go. Here's another gem. This is where this comes from. Okay. So, the case is cited as C622-018C 34877. Okay? C622-018C 34877. Family court summons to return. That is a family court issue. That's more than likely dealing with a child protective service issue. Ongoing family matter. That states it's for Shanann and Chris. A summons to return to family court. They've got an issue. They had an ongoing issue. This is proof. Now, I know that people have taken this court number out and whatever, and they've said, oh no, those two things say that this is that, and this is that, and that number applies, and it's for taxes. Bullshit. This says right here, this is a family court summons to return. Ongoing family issue. Christopher Watts had to know what this is about. And Mama Roo knows what it's about too. So, what was going on? And then it says Leonard King, attorney. Leonard King's attorney, so the first husband's attorney. And this is in handwriting, and it says Scotland County, North Carolina, regarding life insurance, and it says Military Fort Bragg. And then discovery page 169, supplemental report, and we're on page 124 of 1960 if you're keeping track. And this is from Brent Manley on 8:30 at 8:06 in the morning, and he is at 333 5th Street. On Friday, August 24th, 2018, I was asked by Commander Egan to do an area search of 6500 block of Black Mesa Road, particularly 6507 Black Mesa Road. I was advised that we had information that Chris Watts was at this address for several minutes, and I was tasked to see if there was anything pertaining to the case. I arrived on scene and spoke with a general contractor overseeing the housing development. He asked if I was there for a report of missing tools. See, this confirms that there were theft of tools in that area. Because remember, that's why he was saying that he was putting his tools inside the garage and backing up to it because there had been a recent theft of tools. Well, this corroborates that by a completely different person. I explained that I was there just looking in the area for anything that may be related to our ongoing case. He explained that the dumpsters are emptied every Thursday, but if needed, the trash company would come on Tuesdays as well. Later in the day, it was confirmed that the dumpster was emptied on August 16th and the contents were taken to the Erie landfill. According to the driver, the truck was emptied on top of the Erie landfill, but no direct locating. I walked around the property and was not able to find anything relating to the case or looked out of place. I spoke to workers in the area, but there was nothing discovered. Some trash in a construction dumpster or personal belongings would not be odd to the crews as they deal with it on a weekly basis. I looked in several dumpsters in the area, and most of them were nearly empty and only had what appeared to be construction material. You know I'm jealous about that because I'm a dumpster diver. I would really like to see them dumpsters. Don't even talk about dumpster diving with me. While in the area, I drove past 6432 Saratoga Trail. I noticed cameras on the house that pointed towards the roadway. I spoke to the homeowner, Evans Jason, and he provided a copy of the recordings of his security camera. It took Evans a while to get the video, and when it was on a USB drive, Officer Dahl was able to get the recording and turn that over to evidence. End of report, Sergeant B. Manley, number 986, Frederick Police Department. Discovery, page 170. And this is a supplemental report by Bob Bedsall. On 8/30/2018, time is 11:19 a.m. On August 14th and 15th, I served as media liaison and also filtered through information coming into the department. I communicated with media personnel via email as well, sending out some media updates. My handwritten notes are names and numbers of media personnel that I returned phone calls to over the 2 days. Nothing further. Discovery, page 171. And this is the investigative activity report. And the victim is Watts, it says. Case number 18, tax 0743, activity AP, something AP, Colleen Seaven, AP3, email, Joe Anderson, Global Tribune, blah, 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 blah. I can't tell what this is even saying. I'm assuming it's a list of reporters. You can't even tell. It's just a mess. So hopefully that's there. And then it's handwritten in the next page too. Has a couple of addresses, but you really can't tell. Some that says something about an interview. He really writes badly. I have bad handwriting, so I'm not judging, sir. Discovery, page 173 is a supplemental, and it says from Robert Bedsall to Amanda Purcell. And it says from the Frederick Police Missing Persons News Release. Wednesday, September 5th, 2018 at 8:37 in the morning. Frederick Police Missing Persons, Shanann Watts, Bolo Doc. And from Robert Bedsall. And it has all of the reporters that he must have been chicken scratching up there. So he wrote out this thing to all of these news reporters, and it says Frederick Police Missing Person News Release. And he says, hello, this is the press release for the Shanann Watts case that is being inquired about. You can contact me with questions. We don't have any additional information we can release at this time. A majority of our department is working this case. The same information is also available on the Town of Frederick's website. I will send out any updates that may be gathered throughout the day today about 3 p.m. Bob Bedsall, Sergeant. And it's just a little thing about emails, the generic thing, and Discovery, page 174, Bedsall. And let's see, that's just another thing too, saying, we received this email. Discovery, page 175 is on their letterhead, and it says Frederick Police Department, Missing Persons, Bolo. And it is the Bolo again, and it's her, and then her and the girls. So that's Scandian. And just saying, if you have any information regarding this case, please contact Detective Dave Baumhover or the Frederick Police Department regarding this Bolo. And Sergeant Bedsall wrote to Amanda Purcell, and Sarah Ford from NBC Universal said, thanks so much, and I appreciate you talking to me. All the best, Sarah. And then he said, here's the release. The next PIO will be Sergeant Albert. Has their emails. And there we go. And their disclaimer, Discovery page 178. And then Robert Bedsall wrote an email to the Greeley Tribune, said, here you go. And there you go. There you go. And then just the disclaimer on the emails. And then to the Denver News, he goes, here you go. Thanks. And then to E. Hernandez at the Denver Post, here you go. Thanks. And then he sent it to a number of other reporters as well, and the reporters were like, wonderful, we have a case that we're going to run with and not check any of the facts and the truth. Thanks. Discovery page 180, we're going to make a ton of money off of it. Discovery page 181, from April Schildmeyer at the Denver Channel, said, could you also forward the updated release to our assignment desk? The email is 7newsdesk@kmgh.com. Thank you. And then another bunch of people. So he is just a little social media butterfly about this. Discovery page 182. Same thing. Email disclaimer. Amanda Purcell says, Joe Moylan, public safety reporter from the Greeley Tribune, says, thanks. And then here you go. And more. Just showing that he sent this to everybody in Tarnation. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. Thanks. And now, Molly Palmer from NBC Universal says, Sergeant Bedsall and Sergeant Albert, we are doing a story for air tomorrow. This was dated Tuesday, August 14th, so NBC Universal was on top of this. And it has all of their emails for NBC Universal, so that's on page 143 of 1960. So you ever want to reach out to anybody at NBC? Here's their email addresses. It says, we are doing a story for air tomorrow about Shanann Watts and her 2 daughters who are missing. I see that an endangered missing alert has also been issued for Shanann and the girls. Is there new information that lead to that decision? Please reply with any updates. Thanks very much, Molly Palmer. Now, this has been a significant point of interest because of the way that it is listed as endangered missing person. And what made that wording come up? I mean, people that act like that are indeed endangered species, or are they? Endangered because they act in a manner in which piss people off. Okay, it says, so then it's Molly Palmer also says, got it, thank you. We've seen references on social media to an EpiPen needed for one of the girls who has a peanut allergy. Can you confirm that? That's what? Are peanuts going around chasing her? What? And then Robert Bedsall says, hello, it's mainly due to the length of time that has passed without any successful contact with Shanann. There may also be some medical concerns with the missing children. Okay, so there we are, Scooby-Doo. We have why it was changed to endangered missing. And we have it right here. And endangered missing was number 1 because of the length of time. And then number 2, medical concerns with the missing children. Now, what medical conditions did those children have that most children do or don't have? When it came down to everything, those children were healthy. Yes, children have allergies. A lot of children have allergies. It's very common. It doesn't need to be this big frickin' calamity and drama that she turned it into. If they actually had illnesses, there was a big problem with locking them up behind closed doors from 6:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. and from 12 to 3. Locking them behind closed doors with no bathroom privileges is not anything that you would do if you actually had any concerns of your child or children having a medical condition. This woman was full of drama and wanted all of the attention and sympathy she could get, and there was absolutely nothing wrong with those kids. So where are they getting this BS that medical concerns with the missing children? Is this Mama Roo? Is this what? I mean, what would be the medical condition if they were with their mother? So their mother and the two children are missing. That's just not, I mean, if you have a missing child that needs medication at a certain amount of time or certain times throughout the day, then yeah, that's common. And yes, CC was prescribed, now that we've seen in here, Singulair and omeprazole. But if she was with her mother, which is presumed, she would have had extra. It's interesting they did this. I've not seen it done like this. I assume that there was more to this in the dialogue. But who knows? Who knows what they were doing there? Every page 189. Supplemental 42, Bedsall. Okay, and here he is, just a little social media butterfly, and it's just the same. It's another. It's a number of the thing. He said, Molly says, can you comment on the specific? Let's see. There she goes. New information. Okay, so then he just responds. He goes, I can't comment on the specific medical conditions that may exist. Thanks for understanding. Yeah, because they didn't exist. Discovery page 191. And it's just another copy of the same email on here. So Miss Molly Palmer and him go back and forth. Why don't they just get a freaking room? Because it just goes back and forth, and then that goes back and forth, back and forth. The same thing. Discovery page 192. And then it's a missing persons update. So they updated it, and that's where they put that. And they put, so they added to the bolo, and they said that they just added that little line there. Oh, you fucking, I don't, why do you do this? Why? I'm fighting with my laptop. Do you see this? It just jumps unless you go really slow. And so it just says there may also be some medical concerns with the missing children. Yeah, because she had everybody concerned that she had the most medically fragile children on the planet and needed so much help. It took a whole village to raise her kids. And it's ridiculous because I see people with children who actually have illnesses, and some are very, very sad, complicated diseases that need multiple surgeries, and they aren't out there pulling this. They aren't making a whole village raise their children and trying to make everybody buy products so that they can go on vacations. They can't go on vacations because when you have a child who actually needs your care, who's actually sick, you're not going on vacations. Not like that. You couldn't leave them. You wouldn't leave them. The insanity around this woman and her drama are sickening. Sickening, I tell ya, sickening. And for every mother out there who has a medically fragile child and works 24/7 and doesn't have time for herself, I'm sorry. And just know that I see you and other people see you, and you are doing God's work, because God sends these little angels to mommies who can do that. He doesn't send them to people he doesn't trust. And then Zora Stevenson over here says, hey, can you add me to your list? I want to be in the know here. So Zora Stevenson got added to the list. And yeah, this is just repetitive. Very repetitive, just the same email over and over. And then the email disclaimer. And then Robert Bedsall says on August 14th at 3:25, he says, hello, thank you for your patience, and I apologize for the tardiness. We do not currently have any more updates on this case. We will send out a release if any new information comes to light. All 3 parties are still missing. We will continue our investigation. And it just goes more and more. And another copy of the bolo and the picture. And says, here's our release. We'll keep you in the loop. Sergeant Ian Albert will be the next contact. And again, just multiple copies of the same emails. Here you go. Thanks. Here you go. Press release. Okay. Just going on and on. And another picture. It's the same picture of the bolo. Another copy of the bolo. And it says, here's the release. The next PIO will be Sergeant Albert. And nothing new, just showing the bolo again. And the pictures with the bolo. And it just continues. I'm at page 173 now. So it's multiple copies of the bolo and multiple just people writing back and forth going, thanks, got it. And then a whole page for their email disclaimer. Let me see here. So we'll wrap this up here as soon as I get through this thread. And let's see. Now, Robert Bedsall is to Logan Smith at CBS.com, and he says, we don't have enough information right now to label it anything but missing, but it is out of character for her to have her whereabouts not known to anyone. I will send out any information gathered today. It says, thank you, Sergeant. I assume yeah. And it's just another picture here, another bolo. So and there's something here because it says something in disappearance when you have vehicle and last seen info, please pass it along. Thanks, from Logan Smith. So part of what he asked for is not showing, so I assume that he asked if there was something else. And that's what he got there. The part of it isn't showing. And then it says here for Officer Scott Coonrod on 8/31, at 8:29. As directed, this officer has submitted all handwritten notes regarding this case. The notes mainly consisted of names and phone numbers of family members, friends, and coworkers. Nothing further, Officer Coonrad. 0901. All right. So now this is going to bring us... Oh, no. More handwriting. Ah! I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. So we are at... That took us all the way from 80 to 186. And we will stop now and end with... So this is Discovery Part 6. We did pages 80 to 186. We will begin on page 186 then. So we'll look at 186 when we do part 7. And again, thank you for listening. And we got through one more chunk of this, and I think that, we're finding more answers, and I love that. So we are going here, 80 to 186, and finding the root of these rumors. So thank you all for listening, and I hope I'll be able to record again tomorrow. Thanks again. Bye-bye.